Hello and welcome to the NDTV Save Our Tiger campaign Season 4's finale episode. And joining us today, we have a very special guest, Mr. Anish Andheria from the Wildlife Conservation Trust. He's the president. Thank you for joining us and being a part of this episode. You've been with us since the very beginning. And also you were here in Ranthambore for the launch of Season 4. Why don't you take our viewers through what happened the whole season?
For me, Save Our Tigers is like a religion because in 2010 when the program started, in fact, late 2009, Aircel, NDTV and Wildlife Conservation Trust came together. This program and the interventions were conceptualized, and now we're standing here in 2016, and that's the end of the fourth season. The first season, it was a 12-hour telethon that happened on the television, and then we educated the people, we introduced them to the life history of a tiger. We also spoke about the problems that the tiger faces, the challenges of protecting them, and so it was a whole package and introduction to tiger conservation. At the end of the season, the rapid response units were designed by the Wildlife Conservation Trust and they were deployed. So about 54 rapid response units were deployed in over 35 tiger reserves across the country. In season 2, we went inside the forest in a way because Wildlife Conservation Trust went and actually did a detailed survey of what is lacking as far as the equipment goes and what needs to be done with the forest guards. And so the second season focused on the anti-poaching camps or the protection huts. So through the program, we again spoke about the life of a forest guard. And we thanked the masses for supporting the initiative, and we equipped more than 700 protection huts, and that has been never done in the history of conservation. Third season was when we went in to schools. We went in to the chief ministers. School kids went and took signature. It was a signature campaign across the country. With those signatures, we went to the chief ministers, and there were a 6-point agenda that several chief ministers actually they pledged to support the conservation initiatives and tiger conservation. And finally, in this season, what we did was we tried to highlight the lesser known parks. Obviously, in India, Project Tiger, that is the National Tiger Conservation Authority, focuses on tiger reserves. Currently, we have 49 tiger reserves. But there are so many other forests which are as important as tiger reserves. And so the NDTV team went to the lesser known parks like the Bor, Umred Karandla, the BRT Hills, and brought to light the importance of conservation in these and how the indigenous people are also benefited through conservation. We also went to Kaziranga, which is the stronghold for the one-horned rhino, and it is one unique area because that particular park was protected for the rhino and the tiger benefited from it. Their population is very good. And there was also a visit to Sundarbans because Sundarbans is again a very unique habitat. There are mangroves, swamps. The tiger there is much smaller than the tiger found in these areas. And so I would say this season consolidated what we started many years ago.
We've done that. Also this season, NDTV we followed up, the T24, the controversy did become quite big, and now the Supreme Court verdict. What is your take on that?
When the T24 episode happened earlier this year, conservationists and tiger biologists who have been working in the field were unanimously agreed that the animal was not good for a life in a forest because it had already killed four people by then. The first 3 deaths that happened could have been attributed to a chance or it's something where we were not sure if the animal was actually going for a person. But the last one very clearly showed that the animal had stalked the man, which was a guard in Ranthambore. And so it's good that the tiger was taken away, and now the Supreme Court has also said the same thing. The verdict is that the T24, the male tiger should be kept in the zoo forever.
Talking about the tiger, I'm really excited, Anish. We are going for a safari and we have a long day ahead. We've So let's go. We have a very special guest waiting for us. Let's go for the safari. Come. We're on a safari in the Ranthambore National Park in Savai Madhavpur. This is one of the finest wildlife destinations and with maximum chances of spotting a tiger. And today, as promised, Anish, we have a very special guest, Tisca Chopra, joining us.
Hi,
Actress.
hi.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
Looking forward to the safari.
Oh yeah,
Do
yeah.
you think we'll spot a tiger?
I'm so thankful to NDTV and SL to have me on board, because you know, in the midst of one's busy life, one doesn't get to do stuff like this. I'm so excited. It's such a famed destination, Ranthambore. So I'm glad I'm here. I'm very excited. I really want to spot a tiger.
Yeah,
It'll really be
let's
like
keep
the
it
high
fingers
point,
crossed.
high
Yeah.
point for me.
So when we're talking about the man-tiger, man-animal or the man-tiger conflict, it's a serious issue.
It's a serious issue, but it's also man-made. When the forests were extensive, when the corridors existed, tigers would move. Tigers don't like to get out of the forest. But today, there are very hard boundaries, which means a forest like
Ends
Ranthambore.
sharply.
So Ranthambore, fantastic tigers do well here. Kana, fantastic tigers do well. But the moment they get out, they get into human habitations, and it's a very hard boundary.
Yeah.
And so, and people don't know. There is no direct connection of the people who live in semi-urban areas with a tiger. In the past, a villager knows what a tiger is. They would behave differently. Now, they just not have any interaction with them. And so, when a tiger gets out, that situation is very simple for a tiger, just walking through that to another in search of a forest or some prey. But people interpret it wrongly, and then
They feel very threatened,
which
and
is what is just an interaction is
but
then
they're
branded
just
as
taking it
conflict.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, Anish. We're going to miss you today. Tisca, you're going to be with us, and there's a surprise waiting for you today evening when we meet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Anish. So we've had a fun, hectic, long day and we enjoyed the safari, Tisca. First safari in India.
First safari in India. I've been to the Masai Mara, but this was my first one in India.
What enjoyed it? thoroughly.
Amazing.
Yeah, did you expect so much out of it?
Not at all. And so much to do, and I really wish that I could have got a lot of my
together.
friends and family.
Yeah.
It was just outstanding.
And everything was really like, I mean, the whole day went so quickly we didn't even get to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, I mean, honestly, it was so much fun. And coming from a city like Bombay,
Yeah.
you kind of miss being in nature.
Yeah, and
in
a
the
long
middle of it
hectic day,
all.
but you just felt wonderful like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, absolutely.
In fact, we have with us Brinda Malhotra, who's
Hi,
the head
Ambika.
CSR of SL. She's joining us. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
Brinda,
you.
you've been with us throughout.
Yes.
You know, I mean, the
Yeah.
shows, the safaris. Take us through season 4 as we come to the end of it.
So season 4 has really, been about in community involvement, Kids for Tigers, and what corporates can do, and where I feel is that more people and the government need to come together to sort of create a more positive impact about this whole cause that we are fighting for. I won't even use the word fighting, but we're sort of trying to support and trying to build this whole awareness.
How important, Brinda, do you feel is the corporates need to pitch in?
Before I come to corporates, I was just looking at Tisca and thinking we need celebrities to pitch in, and this
Yeah.
is what we've also been doing.
Yeah.
We want people like her to talk about the tiger, to talk about the importance of conservation. And of course, I mean, everyone knows that SL has been working in this space for the last 8 years. We've been doing a lot. We want others to come forward and join hands with us. Just the government or corporate can't take the credit themselves. We all have to work in collaboration and make sure that this animal is saved. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
I completely agree with you on that, because I feel that it's a bouquet at the end of the day, and if one, there's so many species that are endangered.
Instinct,
SL has taken the tiger forward, the initiative, and I think other people need to understand that it's a far more complex issue. You know, for example, I was in Vancouver, and we went into the ocean and fishing, etc. And this family that had taken us, they had this fancy speedboat, and we went catching crabs. And they caught these crabs and they showed them to us, and then they left them back in the water. They said this season is their mating season, and is when they reproduce. So we are not allowed to catch crab. And so they don't. They catch it and they leave it back. And you know,
that's the thinking. That's the mindset.
How aware everyone is and educated. So I think you know, a corporate like ASL coming on board and spreading this to kids is what we were talking today earlier.
In fact, what you've just called education, you know, that's the first step. And
that is.
KFT, that's a Kids for Tiger Camp, you know, initiative which ASL is doing. That's a great thing. Govardhan ji, he was here for the launch. आप यहाँ launch पे थे. बहुत सारे बच्चे थे. इस एक साल में कितने बच्चे बढ़ गए?
मैम एक साल में नहीं, 2 साल हो गए, 2-3 साल हो गए. जब मेरे साथ 10-15 हजार बच्चे काम करते थे, आज मेरे साथ 60-70 गांव के स्कूलों के बच्चे, 30-35 हजार बच्चे मेरे साथ काम कर रहे हैं. उनके साथ मैं स्लाइड दिखाता हूँ और उनको फिल्म स्क्रीनिंग के माध्यम से वन और वन्य जीवों को बचाने का.
तो डबल हो गया. 15,000 से he's already got 30,000.
About 70 villages in the whole year. He covers 70 villages sporadically, where they hold a lot of, you know, film screening. They do rallies. The kids go out into the forest. They do nukkad nataks.
नुक्कड़ नाटक जो लोकल भाषा में होता है यहाँ का, वो गांव-गांव में जाते हैं और गांव वालों को इकट्ठा करके उनके सामने एक नुक्कड़ नाटक करते हैं.
Okay, the kids are very, very important, but it's also the communities that we get involved. You know, it's their parents, the villagers from, you know, the places that they come from. So they all sort of carry this message across. And in some places, we also have the local communities who have become like our primary response teams for us. They've become unofficial forest guards for us. You know. So they start also, you know, so they also become your informers. Like if there's something that goes wrong, Govardhan gets a call from someone and then he informs the forest department. So they all have become very, very aware and conscious about this.
I think that level of consciousness is something that
awareness
is
it is our national animal. At the end of the day, we have 70% of the world tigers, but we still need to. It has gone up 30%, but I think a lot needs to be done. In fact,
so for example, what is the areas that we're looking at going forward? Because if one is to have a conversation, I need an education myself. So I need to understand that what are you looking at, like maybe corridors between forests, or what are the other areas?
So actually last year we came up with a 6-point agenda with NDTV and ASL. We came up together with a 6-point agenda with of course our knowledge partners telling us what we need to do. So I think our main focus is really going to be on community involvement, corridors,
even
man-animal conflict, and creating more buffer zones. And also what is really important is also getting the government to sort of recognize your efforts and create more laws and rules and
stringent, and follow them through.
And follow them through. That's most important is following. Making laws is not the point. I think it's following them through what is important. In fact, your forest guards are doing a lot. A lot of them don't have equipment, but they're still going in. They are facing, at the end of the day, wild animals. So a lot more needs to be done. What message would you like when you're talking? You see corporates, children. I mean, everybody is pitching in, right? Whether it's your authorities, even government is working. Tisca, tell us, what do you feel needs to be done? What would you like to tell the viewers?
You know, honestly, being on the safari the whole day, I was thinking what a fantastic subject it is for a film. To make a story on, you know, a fictionalized version of what I saw today. Something like that would be fantastic, you know, to use films and cricket are huge in India, everyone knows that. So, you know, use that as a platform to create a feature film around something like this. And
so awareness is the key?
Absolutely. And I think to raise the level of awareness across the country, you know, make it sort of part of the school curriculum maybe.
So as we've discussed, we're seeing that everybody is doing their bit. Whether it's the corporates, the children are coming forward, celebrities are lending their voice, forest guards are doing whatever they can do, which is the toughest bit, in fact, they are doing, government authorities, NGOs. But what's really important is that each one of us in our country do our bit. You need to do your bit. Tigers are our pride. They are our national animals. The children of Ranthambore from the local communities have prepared a little performance which we would like to leave it for you to watch. Hope you enjoyed watching our show.
हम सब जानवरों का जीवन संकट में है, हम सब दुखी हैं। क्या समस्या है? एक एक करके सबको। सबसे पहले मैं अपने वाहन बाघ से ही पूछती हूँ, तुम्हें क्या परेशानी है वनराज? तुम तो जंगल के राजा हो।
कहने को वनराज हूँ मैं, बाघ मुझे सब कहते हैं। इस जंगल के जीव सारे मुझसे डरते रहते हैं। दूर दूर के सैलानी सब मुझे देखने आते हैं। मेरी एक झलक पाते ही मंत्रमुग्ध हो जाते हैं। मेरे नाम पर लूट मची, मैं एक सदाम भी नहीं खाता, पर मेरा घर उजड़ रहा है। जंगल काटे जाते हैं और शिकारी धोखे से हम पर बंदूक चलाते हैं। हम होंगे तो जंगल होगा और बरखा होएगी। हमें मारा गया तो ये दुनिया भी रोएगी।
बहुत अच्छा।